Good afternoon, Cameron University. This week in SGA, the Student Housing Association tennis equipment legislation went into second reading. Did it pass or fail? Find out next with an interview with the author of the legislation, Representative Jordan Lindsay, coming up on This Week in SGA. Senators are voted to represent schools on campus, but student organizations vote to choose their representatives. Every organization on campus has the option of electing a representative to voice the needs and concerns of the organization to the Student Government Association. This week, CUSGA reporter Mitch Watson went behind the scenes to talk to one organization that uses their representative to have an active voice in the important issues. Let's take a look.
This week in student government, we're taking a closer look into one of the groups represented weekly at SGA meetings. With over a decade in progress, the Pride Group continually holds events that are open for everyone. Representative Ashley Cermak shares a little about the group.
Pride is a group that it stands for people respecting individuality, diversity, and equality. It's a group here, it's a group organization here on campus that everyone is free to come join. It's a place where everyone can be themselves without judgment or belittling or anything like that. It doesn't matter sexual orientation, religion. Everyone just has a good time. We're friends, and it's just a place where you can be yourself.
President of Pride Taylor Brumwald has been leading the group for 2 years now. He says one of his greatest accomplishments has been the rise in members.
My greatest accomplishment has probably been the increase in numbers in Pride. In years past, Pride has been on campus for about 11 years now. And in years past, there'd be times where maybe the first few meetings of the school year would have a few members, and then it would dwindle down to maybe 3 or 4. But this year, there's been meetings have always had at least 10 to 15 members per group, people that actually want to do things on campus to promote and support equality and diversity across campus.
This has been a look into one of the many organizations at Cameron University. For more information about student organizations, please visit Cameron's website at www.cameron.edu. Until next week, this has been Mitch Watson for This Week in Student Government.
This week's piece of legislation was presented by the representative of Student Housing Association. The senators and representatives passed the tennis equipment legislation that asked the fitness center to provide tennis equipment for students to check out. Here to talk about the success of the legislation is the author, Representative Jordan Lindsay. So welcome and thank you for coming on the show today. First, let's talk about how do you feel about the legislation passing? Why do you think it was important?
I feel really good about the legislation passing. This legislation, just like my last one, actually passed by unanimous consent, which means that it was a solid enough piece of legislation that my fellow representatives and senators felt that it was solid enough to go all the way through without having to really debate on it or have any major amendments put on it. And what this legislation really did for Cameron University is it just implemented rules to have the fitness center apply tennis equipment. They check out racquetball equipment and stuff like that, but that's all in the fitness center. We have the tennis court and it has lights so that you can play after hours, and I just think that it was a necessary asset that we utilize the facilities that we have on Cameron campus and allow students a wider variety of physical activities since we are trying to be a fitter campus.
Oh, that's good. Well, congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
how did you become the representative for student housing?
Well, at the beginning of the year, every year, we have elections, and I was nominated by my fellow student housing members for the position of student government representative, mainly because I have been in student government and have been an active part of student housing for the past 2 years, and I really appreciate them nominating me for the position because I think that it requires a lot of responsibility to voice the opinions of our student housing members in the SGA.
Well, that's good. So tell us a little bit about what happens at a student housing meeting.
In every meeting, we do a roll call like most organizations, figure out what representatives are there because we have representatives for every building in the village and then Shepler representatives. And then the rest of the meeting is talking about upcoming events on campus, whether it be an event that PAC is doing or an event that we as student housing are putting on. And it's just a good way for the people on campus to hear what we have going on, and then they can take it, and by word of mouth we can spread the news of what's going on campus.
Okay, so it's a good way to let people who live on campus know what's going on.
Yes.
And I
definitely.
understand that you guys also plan events of your own. Do you have any coming up anytime soon?
Yes, actually on the 26th of April, I know it's a month away, but we have a Student Housing Association lock-in that we're currently working on. We have a committee set up for it, and it's all student housing members. We have a lot of events that we have planned, movies, rock band competitions, possibly karaoke, movies, and then all the racquetball, tennis, racquetball, volleyball, and stuff like that will be open. It should be a really good event. We are looking for a great turnout at that because it's something that we haven't had here on Cameron.
Right. Do you know if only people who live on campus will be allowed to come, or it will be open to all students?
It'll be open to all students. If you have your student ID, you can get in, hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun. We are doing it on a Friday because most people leave on Fridays. We're trying to, and then the people that are stuck on campus really don't have a whole lot to do because most organizations avoid Fridays. And so we're doing it on a Friday to target the people that are already here on campus that are, hey, I don't have anything to do tonight, and it'll give them something to do.
Well, that sounds like a lot of
promising.
fun. It's something really cool that an organization hasn't done yet. Do you think that you'll present any more legislation for the Student Housing Association this year?
I'm hoping that we do. I've been asking every week for people to give me suggestions on legislation to write. It's a really fun process to actually write the legislation, and then presenting it is my favorite part because you have questions that are asked and you really have to be on your toes and know your topic to present it. So I'm asking for any legislation to present.
So do you have any future plans for SGA, maybe next year or coming up, to be involved?
I will definitely be involved in SGA, whether it be through senator, representative, or anything like that. I've actually been considering running for vice president. I don't know if that's going to work out, but that's looking to be promising in the future. So.
Okay. Well, congratulations on your future tax in SGA and in student housing, and I hope y'all's event goes really well. And I want to thank you for coming on the show today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
OIL is a student-run mock government that replicates all three branches of the state government of Oklahoma. OIL provides students from institutions of higher learning across the state an opportunity to write, debate, and pass legislation about the issues they believe are important. Besides the mock legislator, OIL also contains a mock executive branch, moot court, and a newly formed press corps. Any students interested in politics, law, or government process will find the network opportunities, experiences, and friends they are looking for at OIL. Any senators or representatives interested in attending the April session should contact the student government executive officers in the Student Activities Building. SGA also announced that applications for the National Education for Women's Leadership Conference is now available. NEW Leadership is an annual 5-day residential institute designed specifically for undergraduate women. It will take place Friday, May 21st through Tuesday, May 25th on the University of Oklahoma campus. The New Leadership Conference is a week-long residential program where women learn about leadership and political participation and meet with women leaders from a variety of roles in politics and policy. The application for the program is now available online. Applications are due by 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 11th. Application to New Leadership is open to all undergraduate students who are attending any college or university in Oklahoma, as well as Oklahoma residents attending colleges outside the state. Please see the 2010 application for specific guidelines and requirements, which can be found at www.ou.edu/Carl-Albert-Center/leadership. In other news, the Director of Student Activities will be holding a Higher Education Learning Commission focus group on Monday, March 8th to collect feedback and opinions from students about how Cameron University has been performing. Volunteers can sign up to participate in the focus group by contacting Director Zeke Nafee in the Student Activities Building. The focus group is scheduled to meet at 3:30 in the Student Activities Building on Monday, March 8th. That's all the time we have left today. Tune in next week for more news from the Student Government Association. Please be sure to check out CUTV on YouTube by going to youtube.com and searching CU Internet TV. On behalf of everyone here at CUTV And for This Week in SGA, I'm Amanda Finch.